So good afternoon to all of you. I really thank the Scotch Award team as well as the juries for selecting our project for this presentation. And this Climate Adapt program is to improve the livelihood of the farmers amidst the changing climatic condition. That is what is our goal. So this project was funded by Ministry of Foreign Affairs Norway through the Royal Norwegian Embassy. We had 10 years long program, and first we had this program as Climate Rise program. Followed by that we had this Climate Adapt program. In the Climate Rise program we have validated all the scientific information, and the validated scientific information and the results from the Climate Rise project was taken to the farmers field as Climate Adapt project. So this is the project which we have been doing for almost for about 7-8 years time. Okay, so the major challenges we found in our study area was frequent monsoon failures. That was the major issue, leading to flood as well as drought. So normally what happens is we have a very short rainy season. That is, our major rainfall season is the northeast monsoon season. During that time, the rainfall intensity is high during a particular period of time. After that, there used to be in-season drought. So flood and drought occurs in the same season. Another important issue was the temperature variation. Coming to the food insecurity, the social and economic inequality is the major thing. We have more than 80% of the farming community as small and marginal farmers. Fluctuating market prices was another important issue. The farmers, all the farmers would grow one crop, and when it comes to harvest, normally the desired prices are not realized by the farmers. Inadequate investment was also another issue, because they are marginal and small farmers. The time in which they require, they don't get proper money. So that was actually another issue. Evidence-based technologies for their local need was also not available. So our project helped them in identifying the technologies which are very proven. And the preparedness for facing the extreme weather events was also very limited with them. So we had an opportunity to improve their knowledge to face the extreme weather events. So coming to this particular area, this is the area where we worked. This is the entire Kaveri basin of Tamil Nadu, in which for the Climate Adapt program, we have chosen 2 river subbasins. So one river subbasin is on the higher water side, that means water surplus basin. Another subbasin is over here in the mid part of the Kaveri, which is actually water stressed subbasin. So this subbasin is called as Kalingarayan basin, where the farmers are entitled to get watered for 10.5 months. So there is the farmers are not actually aware of water saving or something, but now the farmers are feeling the heat of changing climatic condition, and that actually is warranting them to go for water harvesting as well as water saving techniques and so on. And in contrast to that, this basin over here, which is called Ponnaniyar basin, this is a water stressed basin. Consequently, for the 6th year, the water was not released from the dam, but at the same time, these farmers are actually getting benefited because of the groundwater recharge once the water is there in the dam. So there are 2 different kind of situation. We wanted to address how it is impacting the climate change is impacting these 2 different kind of a situation. So the uniqueness of the Climate Adapt program is it is a team effort in addressing various climate challenges. It is a multidisciplinary project. So we had agronomists, we had water specialists, we had extension specialists, and then we also had stakeholder integration. We had extension people. So it's a multidisciplinary approach we followed. And then more importantly, it is an inter-institutional project. We involved the government institutes because we wanted to take it to a larger area. In each of the basin, we addressed at least 2,000 acres, and the farmers we have been interacting was more than 500 to 600 farmers in each of the basin. So they realized the benefit of this particular project. So TNAU was the major university which was coordinating all the activities, and WRO, Water Resource Organization Coimbatore and Water Resource Organization Trichy, they were actually involved with us to take care of the water related issues. Then IMTA, Irrigation Management Training Institute in Tuakudi, they were actually helping us in fulfilling the capacity building needs of the stakeholders. So these three institutions are part of Public Works Department institution. Then Department of Agriculture, which is the government of Tamil Nadu Agriculture Department, they were helping us in upscaling the agri-related activities. MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, they were helping us in setting up of the Village Knowledge Center, which is a bridge between the scientist and the farming community. So this is the institutional setup as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. We had our international partner, BioFirst Norway. They were actually helping us in setting up of the socio-economic analysis and building resilience and so on. So this is the team we had. And then what we did was, we did the situation analysis in each of the basin. There we actually had an opportunity to work with the farming community to understand the existing knowledge gaps, capacity building needs, and so on. Then we developed the adaptation toolbox based on the scientific findings. We integrated the stakeholders, everything, stakeholder involvement was there. Village knowledge centers were set up. Then climate cell was set up in PWD institution. We mainstreamed the gender, evidence-based policy making was done, and monitoring and evaluation was the part of the scheme. So this is the uniqueness of the Climate Adapt program. These are all the activities we actually upscaled in the farming community. And we wanted to take everything as smart one. We did the weather smart thing. So what we did was, weather-based agro advisories were issued to the farming community. It was actually customized weather-based advisory. If a farmer is growing rice crop, the advisories related to rice only would go depending upon the expected weather condition. If the expected weather condition is going to be rainy, we will tell the farmers not to go for the plant protection chemical application, so that they save the cost. At the same time, the pest is washed away with the intensity of the rainfall. So like that, I gave one example, but we had so many examples. Then weather-based crop insurance was also practiced in the farming community. Pest and disease forewarning was also given using the data from the automated weather station. And coming to the water smart, we did the water was used rather than wasting the water. This community nursery was a big success over there. We did the laser leveling, and alternate management practices like SRI was promoted to make the field as water smart. Coming to the seed and breed smart, we screened the temperature tolerant cultivars, and we also encouraged alternate crops which.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Try to cover the whole presentation in next 2 minutes. Make it prompt. Thank you. Ma'am, you are on mute. Could you please unmute yourself?
Sorry. So we did carbon smart, institutional smart, and we established alternate livelihood evidences. So this is something to give some evidences on how we practiced it. We did it on everything on the cluster basis, and we had 6 clusters to cater the needs of the people. And this is one of the things where we did the soil mapping. We had the soil database, and based on the individual farmer's soil, we gave the fertilizer and nutrient recommendation, all those things. This is to improve the soil organic carbon. We did so many activities, and we have evidences which actually increased the yield of the farming community. And then microbial inoculants was also given to them. That also helped them in increasing their yield and also reducing the carbon level. So this is something kind of a field level activity with the capacity building for the SRI training we gave, which increased the yield by 22% and reduced the water requirement by 18%. So this is, I'm saying, on an average. And this is with the help of Public Works Department. We had, we involved the Public Works Department to improve the water use efficiency. This is some evidence for that. And finally, we also had the GHG inventory, the greenhouse gas inventory across our study basin. We could see that there was reduction in greenhouse gas compared to the other areas by around 26%. So we have evidence for everything. This is one of the milestone, I should say, creating the climate cell in in Tamil Nadu government by involving the policymakers as well as the scientists, which actually have the repository of all climate related information, which they are using it for the policy making. So our project is finding a special mention in the state action plan on climate change for Tamil Nadu, and they have used our inputs. So this is the Village Knowledge Center, wherein the farmers come to the Village Knowledge Center on every Friday. So we conduct a plant clinic, and then there they get the solution. Directly they are getting connected with the scientists to get their solutions. So this is the stakeholder panels. We use the stakeholder panel for gender mainstreaming. We used to have frequent interaction with the women self-help group. So this again, science policy linkage was created. So we used to present our results whenever and wherever possible. So these are all some evidences. So we had interaction with the Tamil Nadu Planning Commission. We had interaction with the Minister for Environment. And then this is the visit of our Director of Agriculture to our field, and they offered some suggestions and we could carry out. So this is the field day. We have frequent field days conducted in the basin so that we get the feedback from the farmers and we try to improvise. So we also disseminate the technologies through many outreach methods. So the major outputs, this is my last slide. The major outputs, what we say is, we enhanced the competency of the institutions and cooperation in addressing the climate change issues. Several capacity building workshops were conducted for the government agencies to increase the awareness. Farmers' awareness on climate change raised, validated the different production systems in the farmers' field, and also integrated adaptation strategies to sustain the crop's productivity. Gender was included, and we gave input for the state policymakers to make the state action plan on climate change. Thank you very much for the great opportunity provided.
This has been primarily a pilot project, or what exactly it is?
Sir, we did the pilot through the Climarise project. This is an upscaled project, sir. So here we had 2,000 acres in Pondanayar Basin and 2,000 acres in Kalingarayan Basin. We worked closely with more than 1,200 farmers totally in 2 basins, sir. So it's a way of upscaled project, sir.
So this is going on since when?
Actually, the Climarise project started in 2012 itself, but the Clima Adapt project, it started in 2016, and it was a 5-year project, sir.
Okay. Because in one of the photographs, you have shown the Union Minister of Environment.
Sir, that's why I said
it is before 2014. So yes. That's why the question came up. And yeah, this is a very interesting exercise which you are doing. I'm quite excited to see the outcomes of this, because what really impresses is, because if you have been able to increase the output by 20% and reduce the water, because in Tamil Nadu water is a major
yes, sir,
scarce resource. So if you have been able to control that, I think this is something which is excellent. And I don't know, the government, at least Tamil Nadu government, should take a decision to expand it to the other districts also. And I really don't know how the returns would be. It would be very, very interesting to see that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for the positive note. And government of Tamil Nadu is very positive about this project. There is a special mention of this project in the state action plan on climate change itself, and they are taking all our inputs. Even I'll tell you one example. This time, the government of Tamil Nadu is fixing the food production target as 125 lakh metric tons. For that, they called us. They took the advices from us, like what are all the ways and means that they can promote the activity in the farmers field, so that the productivity levels could be increased. So they are very positive, sir. By seeing the results of this project, we have become more close to the policy makers, and our inputs are positively taken for the policies, sir, state policies.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, with the ongoing Kaveri river water dispute with Karnataka, be a good solution. I mean, at least to some kind of mitigation if the water supply comes down. What I want to really understand that done in 2000.
Your voice is not audible. Yes, ma'am.
With the Kaveri dispute going on with Karnataka, probably this kind of conservation will go a long way to Tamil Nadu farmers. That is very commendable. What I want to know is, you have taken 2 basins or rather 2 areas of land,
Yes,
2000 hectare each, something like a huge amount. So, what is the percentage of increase in kind of output, food grain output? Like you have cultivated different type of rice, and then you ask them for shifting the type of crop they are doing. So, have you noticed any kind of a remarkable increase in the output of food grain
yes, madam.
crop production?
Yes, madam. Actually, the pulse productivity, we have quantified that it got increased by 12%, and the rice productivity on an average by 15%, because the adoption level for the system of rice intensification was something like we have done it on a cluster basis. So in that cluster, it was more than 80%. And not only that, madam, once they have started practicing this SRA, even now they are continuing to do the SRA, system of rice intensification. So that has become self-adaptation rather than pushed adaptation. Now they have realized the benefit out of it. Now by seeing that, the nearby farmers are also
Actually, that is it. That is it. If they see somebody else is doing more, then they will definitely take it. Your awareness creation or trying to convince them would not be necessary that much.
yeah, madam.
So
It is
with these good results, with these good results, probably you'll be able to extend the project to more areas without much effort, because anyway you have already set up the village resource centers. So
yes, madam.
basically you have to only transfer that knowledge to other centers.
Yes, madam. What we have done is in the VKCs.
Fine. So we understand. Very nicely done. Very well done. I know.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam, for the opportunity given.